Hi, my name is Camille Parker, and this is The High Notes. Today, we'll be talking about my brand new EP, After the Whiskey, Part 1. I'm from Durham, North Carolina. I moved to Nashville, to Music City about 2 years ago, and I'm here writing and recording music. My grandfather is one of my main inspirations. He started playing trumpet in the United States Army Band during Vietnam, and when he came home and they started raising me, he shared his love of music, specifically country and soul music, and that's kind of how this all happened. I was interested in playing the trumpet, but it wasn't interested in having me play it. I was not very talented at the trumpet. I did well with woodwinds like clarinet and flute and oboe and stuff like that, but my real love has always been storytelling and songwriting. I started writing songs around the time I was about 13. Of course, it was about a boy. And then it just became a way for me to express myself. I didn't really love sharing my feelings in conversations, but music made everything feel like fair game. So I still do that. I think I've had every odd job in America. I sold pots and pans for a while. I also sold bras. It's funny to other people, but I was a blackjack dealer in Las Vegas. That is true. I did that for about 2 years. And I actually was a cocktail waitress in a couple nightclubs too. We are in the studio writing the album right now, and stories from the time when I was dealing blackjack are actually inspiring a lot of the music that we're making. You have no idea how much people will tell you about their lives over a game of cards. It's wild. Social media it's honestly the reason that anyone heard about me. I never in my wildest dreams thought that, a huge country star like Shania Twain would ever repost me, and then that would lead to writing sessions in Nashville and moving to Music City. I got a DM from Reese Palmer, who's actually a great friend of mine in real life now. I look up to her a lot. And she reached out and she had heard about me singing covers online. So she asked me if I had any original music, and I was like, yeah, girl, I'll send you some stuff. And I hung up the phone and I immediately was like, we've got to get some stuff recorded. And the song that I chose was The Flame. And I was really surprised when we put it out that honestly that anyone was willing to listen to someone so new and green who was doing things a little bit differently. But I'm so grateful for all the opportunities that The Flame has, allowed me to have, and it's given me the space where now I get to come and bring you guys new music. I grew up as an only child, so music was my best friend. Some of my biggest influences who made all of this feel possible just as a writer and as somebody who loves visuals as well, I think it would go back to a lot of Dolly. I love the way that she incorporates fantasy with really, really meaningful lyrics. Michael Jackson, obviously. And then I really love the Rebel Girls. I love the Chicks. I love Jo Dee Messina. I love Reba McEntire. I love girls who just say what they mean and mean what they say. Oh man, I hope Reese doesn't see this because I promised her I would not talk about this. So I was about 15 years old, and after school I came home, turned on the television. I would do what a lot of teen people did at the time, and that's watch music videos. And there was just this woman on camera in front of this farm with this huge head of bouncy curly hair, and she looked like me and she sounded like me and she sounded like my cousins, and it just all clicked and it felt real, and I didn't feel disconnected from all of the other stars that I loved. I found like, wow, this person lines up with everything else that I know to be a star, and that's how I looked at her then. That's how I continue to look at her now. So my first project, After the Whiskey Part 1, is officially out. It was released on October 20th. I knew I wanted to do an EP because it's my first time being introduced to everyone, and I wanted to give them a nice balanced selection of kind of my vibe. But overall, the project is for anybody who is a little over the bar scene, but maybe not ready for picket fence life, and just kind of navigating this transitioning time of what happens when the party's over and where do I go next. And those questions are always on my mind, and maybe they're on someone else's too. I had a writing session with my co-writers, Jess Kane and Karen Gazowski, and I came into the studio and I was in a huffy mood, and I was just so over everything. I'm a little on the dramatic side. And I was just like, I don't know what all this means and what am I doing? Like, why am I here? And Jess goes, well, what are you doing? I was like, when? After the whiskey? And it was supposed to be like this kind of sarcastic joke, and it really made me think about, okay, so what am I doing when this party is over? What is my life going to look like? And it just opened up this Pandora's box of questions that I didn't even know I had. The team is super small. 3 of the songs are produced by Reed Sorrell, who's like my right-hand producer, and the other song, the 4th song, Peace, which came out a few weeks ago, that was produced by Chris Ganudis. And those 2 are the only producers on this project. And I wanted to try out that old school way of just locking in with a handful of writers and a couple of producers and developing this organic sound that all of my heroes had. I'd love to, tread that path. I love collaboration, but for right now, I wanted to really gel in that sound. And I think we got a little start of it. We recorded it out of my producer's basement at home. It is the most dreamy scenario. I love studios, but there's just something really nice about coming over in sweatpants at 10 o'clock in the morning and just jamming out and having fun. I owe Reed many, many cups of coffee. I had a massive change last year in my personal life with my health and family and friends, and I came back in January after surgery and I had this bizarre, I don't want to say epiphany, but it kind of felt like it at the time, just this reimagining of who I would allow myself to be. And I didn't want to be someone who played it safe and hid behind what I thought other people would want. I wanted to make music that was truly representative of who I am right now and, take everything that comes with that. So I can officially thank the last year of my life for giving me the freedom finally to express myself exactly how I wanted to be heard in those moments. Those are my high notes. Thanks to CMA for having me. Check out more videos here on the official CMA YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. The high notes. All right, thank you. I went to public school, give me a break. All right.